Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everybody. I think it's amazing to have Mr. Hong to share his examples, the success story of Jordan. So we actually entered Jordan's case studies 2 weeks ago in London, which is the International Loyalty Awards. So Jordan has got an award, and the judges in London, they were very impressed with the program which is done for the painters industry. So probably no one has really done it, which includes like an influential loyalty program, which includes gamification. So a big round of applause for Mr. Huang. Thank you. So today I'm going to start off with another case studies. I think to start off with the case studies is more interesting than rather talking about about the theory stuff behind it. So the next, just a little bit about myself. I'm Shawn. I've been working in the retail hospitality industry for the last 20 years. I'm part of the capillary team taking care of business development in Southeast Asia and APAC. So one of the examples that we have in the retail industry, this is the food and beverages industry. So anyone here hasn't heard of the brand Domino's? So I'm sure you have heard of the brand Domino's. So Domino's is one of the world's largest pizza chain, which is available in 90 countries. In Indonesia, they have one very big problem that they wanted us to solve. The biggest problem they have is difficult to get repeat purchaser in the region. So because, like I would say, they have so many choices in the market, there's market players, there's variety of food. So Domino's wanted to solve this problem. So when they come to capillary, there are 3 things that we actually do for them. The first, we look at the data collection. So in terms of data collection, they have availability in online purchase, they have a store purchase, POS, and they also have a lot of like mobile application and so on. So the collection of data, it becomes very important for us. The second thing for us was about the data segmentation. In a food behavior or in a purchase behavior, you have recency, frequency, and then you might also think of offers. You might also think of the taste of the customer. Some prefer spicy, some prefer the order during the daytime, the order during the weekend. So these are a lot of permutations, whether they are discount seekers or they order in the office. Now the last thing is, how do we actually make use of the data to form up a 360 view of the customers, to send out good offers and engage the customers automatically. So this is the case studies of Domino's. Through the use of data analytics and automatic segmentation of the customers and engagement, it also won a very prestigious award in the Loyalty magazine. So let's take a look at the video, what we did for them.
When one of the largest pizza brands in the world decided to take over their delivery game, they decided to choose right. Domino's, an incredibly successful pizza company across 85 countries, had an unusual problem in Indonesia. Domino's, a pioneer in its deliver-to-home space, wanted to increase online ordering and decrease single-frequency users. To increase healthy revenue stream, increase order value, while creating value for the customer. Clearly, it knew one thing. It was not top of mind when it came to existing customers and to new customers. They needed to engage with the customer accurately and win them over, to build a relationship with them, as they had done in most other markets across the world. Enter Capillary, a single-point solution to Domino's Indonesia's brand engagement and customer traction problems. Capillary employed its solutions in 3 specific areas, using Capillary Insights Plus for analytics and customer data platform, Capillary Engage Plus to take the understanding from the customer data to create continuous and relevant engagement using an omni-channel engagement solution, creating a marketing automation engine for Domino's to understand its customer base and engage with it accurately, and Capillary AI propensity-based models employed to increase purchase propensity, putting Domino's right back to what it was doing best, creating customer delight, creating its own domino effect to delivering pizzas and winning hearts, one heart at a time. Well, to look at a snapshot of what went on in the background. 170 different digital omni-channel customer touchpoints based on a number of parameters. For example, starting with recency of purchase, visit count, and active period of engagement to nudge the customer towards purchase. Creating an impact of 3 times increase of life cycle campaigns, 10 times ROI with Facebook campaigns, a 4 times increase in ROI with product personalization campaigns, a 3% decline in the one-time customer base, an 8% increase in the active customer base, bringing the exercise to its meaningful win, helping Domino's create its own domino effect with sales, better customer engagement, and a huge win on building its customer relationship. And to retain their much-loved slogan, Domino's, the pizza delivery experts.
So I hope you enjoyed the case study. So it's a very real case studies and how we help Domino's improve the repeat behavior of customers. So moving to the second part of the presentation, I wanted to talk about a BCG report that we have done with them a year back. So what we are trying to understand what are the challenges faced by businesses. We spoke to about 100 different companies across 5 industries. So the industries are retail, banking and finance, telco, travel and leisure. So we asked what are some of the key concerns from some of the business. There are 3 things that come up very strongly. One is the customer's acquisition cost. So all these companies also find that to acquire a new customers is very expensive. The second is how do I increase the ROI of each customers, make the customers come more often, spend more money. The third one is how do I use analytics to demonstrate ROI. So these are all the big 3 biggest concerns when we actually run this with BCG. Now there are 4 key challenges in the modern world today because there are so many competition in the market. There are 4 points. The first one is the lack of viewers. The lack of viewers means that when your business doesn't innovate, it's very likely that customers doesn't remember you after some time. So a person's attention lifespan on average is about 8 seconds. If you are not having the convenience of giving your customers to transact with you, to interact with you easily, you're likely to go to a competition who is able to afford this feature. Lastly is managing spams. And if you are not giving the right content and right information to your customers, they will likely to just unsubscribe from your email or just totally block from all your news. So now having said that, so when we look at the industry, what are the key concerns of all the industry? 85% say they want to drive growth, whereas 74% wants to drive efficiency within the organization. There are different stages of data exercise within the organization, which is like nascent, emerging, progressive, and pioneer. So within all these stages, regardless of whether you are in starting or you are already in a very advanced stage, typically what we look at is the impact in the top line. 2 to 7% if you already started something, but if you combine everything, we are seeing a business will probably grow by almost close to 20% if you are doing everything correctly. Now, and then the next thing is what are some of the key challenges when it comes to data-driven marketing. I believe there is also a lot of marketing person around here. The most important thing earlier in the day, Alfred talked a lot about is not having a strategy in place. Having a strategy in place is important, but also there's a lot of importance about internal alignment, how internally you are communicating with different departments, like from the CEO down to every person in the organization, you know what is the goal about. The second thing is the access to a rich data. You might have a lot of data, the data might be rich, but how are you going to massage and use the data correctly? And the last thing is having the lack of technology. You might have an old system that is actually preventing you from accelerating or not flexible enough. So with all these challenges, then we look at what are the front-facing. So these are the customers-facing pillar, customers interface, engagement, loyalty, e-commerce platform. But what is also important is the enabler, what happens behind the scene. Are you able to do your personalization, analytics, data and BI, tech stack, and way of working? Within the organization, there are 5 key industries: retail, CPG, T&L, travel and leisure. All these companies today, majority of them in Asia, are having a different stage. You could see the green ones are probably in a more advanced stage, whereas the beige ones or the yellow ones are in a very early stage. So depending on the industry you're in, you'll probably see that am I in the advanced stage or am I in the early stage. So loyalty for some of these companies is the key for CMO for an organization to actually increase the revenue and the margin. Now, when it comes to a loyalty program within Capillary, how do we actually look at loyalty? There are different things that you can do. Very obvious, you could do discount, you could do a point system, you could have a cashback strategy with a partnership strategy, collagen programs, and card clubs. So these are some of the things which organizations today, they might not be doing everything, but they start with something, and with the combination of all this, we are seeing an improved trend of anywhere between the 15 to 20% of your revenue. Every different organizations will run the loyalty program very differently. You have FMCG brands, you have few oil and gas like Shell. When you actually go and review your stations, you earn points. So these are some of the strategy how we want the customers to keep engaging with you. When they engage with you, the most important thing is they must make sure that there's a way for them to redeem, there's a way for the customers to engage. So the more they come back to you, they'll probably get more loyalty. So we talked about the BCG report. If you are really keen to have the BCG report, you can just scan this QR code. It's a very detailed report. It's about 50 pages of finding, which talks very deep into what the market is all about. So I'll just stay here for the 10-20 seconds for you to scan this QR code. So all the C-level people, CEO, CMO, if you want to increase the 15%, make sure you scan this and read over the weekend. Okay. So today I think Mr. May, everybody also talked about customers' journey, customers' engagement. So a customer typically, starts off the journey interacting with the brand. What goes behind the scenes is a lot of data capturing and then automation that happens and automatic engagement with your customers. So this is a very typical journey that we need to make sure that we are collecting the right data. The system is able to provide you automation. Now, apart from the automation, you are also able to look at what are all the communication touch points. So there are multiple communication touch points depending on which country you are, what is the demographic, what's the persona of the audience, how you should engage with them. There's a sign-up, personalization, retention, and the re-engagement strategy. So I think when you are designing your program, make sure that you also have all this consideration in place. Lastly is the relevancy of the offer that you're going to give to your customers. Right? The system should be able to run it at a scale, meaning that you might have today 1 million members, tomorrow you might have 10 million members. Will your system be able to run all this mass volume automatically, giving the right offer to the right audience through the right channel at the right time? So this was all well demonstrated in the Domino's case studies that we run it on automation. Lastly, about Capillary, we haven't really talked about Capillary. Capillary is a 15 years old company today. We have presence across the US, the Middle East, Asia. We work with more than 500 companies today. More than 1 billion customers information on our platform. Very well recognized by Gartner, Forrester. In fact, Forrester in Q1 of this year ranked Capillary as one of the top leaders for loyalty platform. Brands that we work with today and the verticals that we work with today includes like the global accounts and conglomerates, supermarket, airlines, travel, hotel, retail. So what is really impressive about Capillary is we only have one single platform We are a SaaS-based platform, and you're able to run different rules and engagement within the organization. So we work with conglomerates. If you have multiple business and you like to think of running loyalty, doing a partnership, doing coalition program, our solution will probably fit your one single solution. So that's all. I'm Shawn. If you have any questions and want to engage, this is my QR code. You can reach me at. And again, that's the BCG report. Thank you.